Hello friends and welcome to today's lecture. Today we are going to see conformations of ethane and N-butane. So let us try to understand the conformations of ethane and N-butane. Uh, so I'm Dr. Urmila Joshi and welcome to this organic chemistry and medicinal chemistry channel. If you appreciate the lecture, please hit the like button after seeing the lecture and subscribe to the channel so that you can get information on further lectures being uploaded. So let us try to understand what are conformations. Okay, conformations are different arrangements of atoms in a molecule. These arrangements arise, these different arrangements arise due to rotation around carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, I repeat, these are different arrangements of atoms in a molecule, and these arrangements arise due to rotation around carbon-carbon single bond. Now, let me remind you that there is free rotation possible around carbon-carbon single bond. And so, conformations are interconvertible. You need not break the bond to convert one conformation to other conformation. As against that, we have seen configurations, and configurations are not interconvertible without breaking the bonds. So try to understand the difference. You can convert one conformation to other conformation without breaking the bond. Now, although there is free rotation possible around a carbon-carbon single bond, this rotation is not completely free of energy change. Just try to understand. There is some energy difference which exists between two conformations. But this energy difference is very, very small as compared to the energy required to break the bond. And so what happens? Usually, conformations are interconvertible at room temperature. At room temperature, sufficient energy can be provided so that one conformation changes to another conformation. I hope this is clear to everybody. Now let us go. Before we see conformations of ethane, just see how to represent ethane in a different projection formula, that is Newman projection formula. Now the structure of ethane is this, two CH3 groups attached to each other. Now, a Newman projection formula. How the structure is drawn? When there are two carbons, one carbon is represented as a circle and the other carbon, you are viewing from here. Just remember, you are viewing from here. Now, when you are viewing from here, you will not be able to see this bond. Okay. So, the behind carbon, from here when you are viewing, this is the front carbon. Just try to understand what is the front carbon and this is the front carbon when you are viewing from here, side views. And this is the back carbon. So usually my convention is to put the back carbon as a circle and the front carbon, which is just opposite to it, as a dot. Okay, this is my convention. I have always been using this. You can use a different convention also. That is, but whatever convention you are using, let it be constant. So I have been using back carbon, circle, front carbon as the dot. the bond between the two carbons is not visible because you are viewing from here and it is hiding behind the first carbon. Okay. Now, each carbon has three other valencies attached. This bond is not seen, but there are three other valencies attached. Now, just see how you will be drawing. Now, to the front carbon or the dot carbon, as I will call it, there are three hydrogens attached, right? I am drawing these hydrogens. Now, let me draw the hydrogens which are attached to the circle carbon or the back carbon. Now have a look at it. I will start the bond from the circle carbon, right? I will not start the bond from the dot carbon because the dot carbon valencies are already shown. This is the circle carbon. Now, somebody can ask me, why only this way? Okay, I can draw it in a different way. The circle carbon is the back carbon. The dot carbon is the front carbon as per my convention. Now, I complete first the valencies of the dot carbon. Okay, so these are the three hydrogens attached. What I am talking about is this carbon and the three hydrogens which are attached to it. Okay. So now it is not necessary that these carbons should be different. They can be one behind the other. Just have a look at it how I'm drawing. The circle carbon can also have a carbon just behind this dot hydrogen. Okay. So this is another structure. There can be n number of such structures possible. Okay, what you have to remember in Newman projection formula, for ethane, you take the central carbon-carbon bond, view it from one side or from the other side, sideways. When you are viewing sideways, this bond may not be visible, will not be visible to you. So I have drawn one dot carbon which represents this carbon, and I have drawn the circle carbon which represents this carbon. Now, both the carbons have three hydrogens attached to it. So, have a look carefully. I have drawn from dot carbon three hydrogens, and from circle carbon also I have drawn three hydrogens. Okay. The arrangement can be this way, or the two hydrogens attached to two different carbons can be just one behind the other. Okay. If this is one hydrogen and my finger is another hydrogen, they can be just one behind the other. In the first case, they are at an angle. Okay. They can be one behind the other. And there can be n number of such conformations. Now let us try to understand what is an eclipse conformation and what is a staggered conformation. Okay, this conformation where the two hydrogens attached to two different and adjacent carbons are one behind the other. Okay, such conformation is called as eclipse conformation. Okay, whereas this conformation where the two hydrogens attached to two adjacent carbons are at an angle. I hope I'm making myself clear. This is an angle, right? This is the dihedral angle. Okay. So if the two hydrogens attached to two different carbons are at an angle, then such conformation is known as staggered conformation. Okay, so just try to understand what is an eclipse conformation and what is a staggered conformation. So if you have understood this, let us go ahead. This is just a revision. Let us try to understand what is a dihedral angle. We have studied this in semester 3, but this is a revision. So dihedral angle is an angle between two atoms or two groups attached to two adjacent carbons. So if we take this and this, the dihedral angle between this and this is 60. Okay. Whereas the dihedral angle here is 0. This is an eclipse conformation. So eclipsed. Okay. So the dihedral angle, it is not ellipse, it is eclipsed conformation. The dihedral angle is 0. Whereas here, this is a staggered conformation and the dihedral angle here is 60. Okay. Now, let us try to understand once again what is torsional strain. A strain that arises when two atoms separated by three bonds, that is this atom, then let me write down so it will be easier. Okay. Two atoms separated by three bonds. That is this hydrogen and this hydrogen. Are they separated by three bonds? Okay. They are separated by three bonds. Just see two hydrogens which are separated by three bonds. This hydrogen and this hydrogen. They are attached to two different atoms and they are separated by three bonds. So, when they are separated by three bonds, show repulsive interactions. Such repulsive interactions give rise to torsional strain. Now look at these two structures. This is an eclipse structure. The angle between, the dihedral angle between two hydrogens is 0. In other words, they are just one behind the other. If you take side views, it will be like this. If you take front view, it will be like this. So they are just one behind the other. Whereas in the staggered conformation, they are at an angle, right? This hydrogen is at an angle. Now, when the hydrogen comes at an angle, the distance between them increases as compared to distance when they are eclipsing each other. Okay, eclipsing each other, just one behind the other. The distance is less, and so the repulsive interaction is more. Here, the distance is more, so the repulsive interaction is less. Okay, so this eclipse conformation corresponds to more torsional strain because there is more repulsive interaction, whereas this corresponds to less torsional strain. As we saw in semester 3, the torsional strain is also known as Pitzer strain. Okay, so let us try to move ahead. Now let us draw. Usually when conformations of ethane or N-butane are drawn, usually the dihedral angle changes by 60 degrees. So first, let us start with an eclipse conformation. For easy understanding, what I will be doing is the front carbon or the dot carbon, which has three hydrogens attached, I will be showing them with black colored bonds. Okay. And the circle carbon, which also has three hydrogens attached, I will be showing them with blue color bonds. Okay, so as to differentiate between the bonds of the two different carbons. Okay, so here the two hydrogens are just one behind the other. Okay, they are eclipsing each other. Okay, so this will be called as an eclipsed conformation. Now, we rotate by 60 degrees. When you are rotating, just remember to rotate only one carbon. Okay? We rotate by 60 degrees, rotate only one carbon. I have been always following this convention that you rotate only the circle carbon. Okay? The dot carbon remains as it is and rotate the circle carbon. See, when you are rotating one carbon with respect to other, you move only one carbon, right? The other carbon is constant. So now Draw the structure after rotating. When you are rotating, just try to understand you have not rotated the dot carbon. So draw all the bonds which are attached to dot carbon, right? These have not been rotated. Now you rotate the circle carbon by 60 degrees. Now you know that this angle, just a minute, this angle between this hydrogen and this hydrogen with respect to a circle is 120 degrees. So you have to bring it to half. Okay. So you are rotating the circle carbon by 60 degrees. So this bond, just try to imagine this bond which is just behind the dot carbon hydrogen now comes over here. This hydrogen goes exactly in the center of these two, right? And this hydrogen goes over here, right? We have rotated by 60 degrees, and what has come is a staggered conformation. Now, rotate again by 60 degrees. Okay. When you rotate again by 60 degrees, just imagine you are rotating. First, you rotated like this. Next, you will be rotating like this. Correct? This hydrogen, with respect to this hydrogen, this has become over here. Now it will go behind this. Now, how to draw the structure? First, draw the circle carbon, the dot carbon. We know that the dot carbon has not been rotated. So draw the three hydrogens which are there with dot carbon, right? Now you try to rotate. Now when you try to rotate, what will you do? You will rotate this by 60 degrees. So this goes over here, right? This hydrogen goes over here. And this hydrogen just goes behind this, right? So again, what arises is a eclipsed conformation. I hope I have made myself clear. So once again, if you rotate by 60 degrees, what will happen? A staggered conformation will arise, right? Once again, you rotate by 60 degrees. Now, we started with this hydrogen. This had come over here. Now this is here. Now this hydrogen will be over here, right? Just imagine you are rotating the circle by 60 degrees. You are rotating the circle with respect to this. When you are rotating the circle, what will happen? This hydrogen now will come in the center, right? Ensure that you write the bond to the circle carbon only because all the valencies of the dot carbon are satisfied. The structure arising will be same. Okay. Now, so it will be alternatingly eclipse structure and the staggered structure. Okay. Now coming to the next aspect, and that is energy. Let us try to understand the energy. Now, which structure will be higher in energy and which will be lower in energy? Try to understand that here in this structure, the eclipse structure, there is additional torsional strain, which is much less over here because the two hydrogens are apart. And because of this torsional strain, the eclipse structure corresponds to higher energy and staggered structure corresponds to lower energy. Okay. Now, if you have to plot potential energy as a function of dihedral angle, this axis shows the potential energy. This axis shows the dihedral angle. Now, if you start with an eclipse structure at this point, at 0 degree dihedral angle, then you come to 60, then you come to 120, then you come to 180. Okay. Then you come to 240, 300, and then 360. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is plot the potential energy as a function of dihedral angle. In other words, here at 0, it is going to be an eclipse structure, right? You may use a different pen, you may not use a different pen. It depends on how fast you grasp this. Till you grasp it, you will have to have a different pen. Okay, this is at 0. Then at 60 degrees, the structure will be a staggered structure, right? So how will a staggered structure look like? I am drawing it over here. Okay, the dot carbon and the hydrogens attached to it, and then comes the circle carbon and the hydrogens attached to it. Now, when you rotate further at 120 degrees, it is going to be again an eclipse structure, right? The dot carbon and the hydrogens attached to it, and then comes the circle carbon and the hydrogens attached to it. Every 60-degree change, there will be an eclipse structure and there will be a staggered structure, right? So at 180 degrees, what is going to happen here? There is going to be a dot carbon and a circle carbon. It is going to be a staggered structure, right? Then again at 240, it is going to be an eclipse structure. This is a hydrogen, this is another hydrogen, this is the third hydrogen, right? Now coming to 300, there will be again a staggered structure. Now, why I have drawn the eclipse structures on the top and the staggered structures down is because there is going to be an energy difference between the eclipse structure and the staggered structure. The 360 structure will be just same as this. Now, if I join these, just try to understand this. I'm using a different color, but you may use the same color. From 0, it comes over here, then it again goes over here, right? Same energy, then it again comes over here at 180, again goes at 240, again comes at 300, then again it will go up, right? So this is a plot of potential energy as a function of dihedral angle. This is an eclipse structure alternating with a staggered structure. This is eclipse, this is eclipse, this is eclipse, and it alternates with the staggered structure. So with this, we have completed ethane conformations. The questions which are usually asked in the papers include why staggered structure is at a lower energy than eclipse structure? This is one of the common questions. Second, very, very common question is draw the energy profile diagram. This is also called as an energy profile diagram where the y-axis contains potential energy and x-axis contains dihedral angle. So draw energy profile diagram of different conformations of ethane. That is the other question. So with this, we are ending this lecture, and next lecture we will see conformations of N-butane. Okay. So with this, we are ending the lecture. We are, and next time again,